Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath.
And now the video is going to be a nightmare. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm sitting here with Godwin. Godwin, welcome, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Life is going good, man. We just got done doing a photo shoot, just playing around in the basement, having some fun, and I enjoyed all of that.
Yeah, no, me
Those
too.
were some perfect timing, perfect light. I'll throw one of the photos in right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, it was really fun. I love doing. I don't get to do like shoots a lot, so like getting to do something like that was really fun.
Yeah, it's just keeping that kind of energy alive where I'm shooting all the time is really what I'm after around Eau Claire, which is why I'm always like kind of trying to pick and find people that are cool, creative energy.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell the people just a little bit about you so they understand a little bit of your backstory?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, my name is Godwin, aka Yomchi. I make music. I do a lot of creative stuff, but like music is like the big thing that I do. I've been making music for about 8 years now. Really started diving into it about, I want to say 2 years ago now, or 3 years ago now. But yeah, I just kind of been working on music, videos, just like all the creative stuff that I can do. Has just kind of been the vibe I've been on.
Yeah, I love that. So just creative energy all around.
Yeah.
So you started 8 years ago. You were pretty young when you got into music.
Yeah. I was about like, I want to say, God, what grade? What age is like 7th grade? That's like,
I don't know, actually.
it's like 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of around when I first like.
That's pretty.
started.
That's a good age, because then you start to, especially if you stay in it, you start to master it like so early.
Yeah.
Because even at 21, like that's a perfect time to really be like know what you want and how to create it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think I started shooting in high school actually, so I got kind of on my creative path early. But then it's like obviously during high school, like that was all just learning. Like I didn't actually know what I was doing type
Right.
stuff. You know what I mean? But like just having that base in the long run helped me out so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep hitting my mic.
Oh, no, you're good.
But yeah, man, that's really cool. How did you get into it? Like, did your parents like kind of put it into you, or like how did you find it?
Well, I think music has kind of always been like around me in like one way or another. Like my mom would just like always be like singing just like around the house, just like singing her like praise songs and like these like different things or whatever. And then my oldest brother, he like sings and he's really good at singing. He has a really great voice. And like I'd always hear him singing, and he'd like make me sing, do like this call and response stuff whenever when I was growing up, and that definitely had an effect. And then like my sister, like who's I guess closest in age to me, she like did like dance and like just like all that kind of like art stuff. And then yeah, it was all around me growing up, so I just kind of like
So you
fell
got
into
absorbed it all.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really cool, man. What about like artists that like you listen to though? Like when did you start to like kind of feel like you were finding like versus like being immersed in like these experiences, but like really being like, oh, I want to be an artist. Like I want to actually have a voice in this and like do my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess when I started, it was like, I want to say 8th grade for me, where I was like, okay, I can like find some stuff. At that point, like my music taste was very 8th grader.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
like
I was a Blink 182 boy.
Yeah, no, that.
And then the Chronic hit. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a little older than you.
Mm-hmm.
2001 was a big year.
Yeah, yeah, no, but it was like I was into like 21 Pilots, like Panic at the Disco. Like I was like in that
That's fun.
space, like so heavy, and like the music was fun. Like it wasn't like bad music or anything. Like it was good. Like I still
get down with Panic at the Disco at times.
Yeah. I listen to Panic sometimes. I listen to 21 Pilots every now and again. Like Clancy, I really like that album. But so like around then, really like defined like that era of when I started, and then once I got to like high school is when my music taste kind of broadened and I started getting into more like R&B and like classic like R&B stuff, and then more pop stuff, and then like as I got older I started getting more into like funk and like jazz. Like when I moved here I got like big into jazz.
Yeah.
Like it followed me everywhere.
Do you play like what kind of things can you play?
I can really like instrument wise.
Yeah.
I'm a guitar guy.
Yeah.
The reason that I like really starting was because my brother bought me my first guitar, and it's a guitar that I still use. It's a electric acoustic Washburn, and I was playing it at Zara, and it's like that's the guitar I've had since I like first started, and I haven't really ventured out into many other instruments. Like I used to play like a lot of percussion instruments. Like I know how to play like the xylophone and like the mellophone.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's cool though.
like some like drums stuff. Like don't put me near a kit. I can like keep the rhythm, but like that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like guitar is like the main one for me. And I'm still like learning and stuff, but
Because you're in a band now, right?
yes,
Is it?
the Doghouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think how to word this.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you do solo stuff and band stuff? I guess I'd never asked you that.
Yeah. No, I do solo stuff and I do band stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I saw you at Azara, you guys had a band, and then I remember it being like very bluesy, jazzy kind of. Cool. I don't know the genre that well, but
Yeah.
it was very cool.
No, thank you. Yeah. No,
I might even slide some of that in right here. I'm trying to add some production value to these videos.
No, yeah. No, I mess with it. I like it.
Remind me after. I'll give you those
No, yeah.
because they're way better quality. They look great actually.
All right, perfect. Yeah, no, I'll let you know about that after we're done here.
I'll try not to forget. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. But so I have like a band that is like I guess I've been described as eclectic rock. Just like we just did like rock stuff, whether it's like that classic, that kind of like modern rock, kind of like blues, rocky kind of stuff.
That shit is making a comeback.
It is, and I'm really glad it is.
Yeah.
I love that sound.
I've actually been blasting this Creed remix lately. It's been kind of fun. Because I was, I spent most of my 20s in Brooklyn, so I was so hip hop influenced for so long. Like I just listened to like tons of hip hop for like most of my life, and then I've always loved music. Like I've always curated music for photo shoots. So like, say I have to do like a 10-hour shoot, I would literally make playlists for like the whole time. So I'm not worried about bad music playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I started that like probably 10 years. Like my Spotify, I think has like 77 playlists on it. It's kind of crazy. But I love spending my time, like when I'm editing, digging through records. I'm always looking for like new things. Like I'm really bad at remembering names, but I can like show you a million artists. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of like that too, where I just have such a huge appreciation for kind of all types of.
Sorry guys, I just fucked that up. I just thought maybe if I moved it up, I wouldn't have to like hunch over or something.
No, I think that's the right way of thinking with a mic.
Yeah.
Just one like this. No, but yeah, I've kind of like my music taste has broadened, and I've kind of like through the years as I've been making music too, I've gotten like such a much bigger appreciation for the artistry of it all. So like, yeah, like I said, like getting here, like I don't think like a couple of years ago, like 4 years ago, if you asked me if I like fucked with jazz, I would have been like, hell no.
Yeah.
But like now I'm here, and like I've been exposed to more jazz musicians and jazz artists, and I was like, this is great. And like same thing with like rock, like like I mess with like obviously like in middle school I was big into like that like emo kind of like punky.
I think everybody in middle school.
Yeah, I think
every because they're mad at their parents.
No,
and
yeah,
shit.
exactly. It just kind of like fit the vibe for the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but like then like getting here and meeting the people that like I've met, I've just kind of like, yeah, it's just like grown. I've been introduced to so much new stuff that I never thought I would be before, which is why I'm so glad that I have like the Doghouse. That's why I'm glad that I have those guys. Like they're all so like gifted musically.
Yeah.
And
that's what you want to be around is people that kind of push you to keep ripping.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like, meeting those guys and kind of starting that out was probably like one of the highlights of me being here, because it just
puts you out there.
No, exactly. Yeah.
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 I mean, that's how I got to see you. Shout out Azara.
Yeah.
Shout out gethazed.com. They were one of my first sponsors on this podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyways, maybe we'll come back in right here. Yeah, that's really cool, man. I think it's really important to kind of surround yourself with people that really push you to keep creating the art. It's something that, like, because I've moved back and I'm a little older, and I feel like most people my age, like, if you're going to do art, you've kind of moved out of here. It's kind of hard to find people in that creative space here where I'm like, they're really trying to push me. So then I kind of took the opposite approach where I'm like, I'm just going to work with like younger kids that are like hustling, that want to do cool things, and like they're not kind of jaded around it all. You know what I mean? Where it's like, just create, you know what I mean? Like even today, like what we just did, like that's, to me, that's keeping it alive too. Like you never know. You just got to feed the content beast too, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I don't know if I'm making sense or
No,
anything.
I get you, yeah.
Guys, it's been a long day. I shot a photo shoot this morning. I went to the gym for an hour. Now I'm here.
You know, he's been busy.
Yeah.
He's been moving.
Still on the weed, sorry. Sometimes I talk to my fans out there. Shout out Brian Parrish. But yeah, that's really cool, man. So where do you I think I have a little reverb on. I hear it every now and again too. Yeah. Anyways, it's like who really influences you kind of in the fashion world, in the music space? Like you kind of give me a little bit of an Andre 3000 vibe too. Like you have a cool style too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
He also jazzy, fluty.
Yeah.
Love it. Dude,
Yeah.
did you listen to that flute album?
I did.
I did too.
No, I liked it a lot.
It was crazy actually. I was like, damn, he must have taken a hard psychedelic trip and just like broke and was like, I can't do rap anymore.
No, yeah, I mean, look at just the titles of any of the songs.
Yeah.
It's like you were on something, man. Like
they're fun. I was like, for the first month that it came out, I was actually ripping it pretty hard. People thought I was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was. I really do enjoy that album. I think I revisit it a lot, and I'm glad he made that. I'm glad he made that little pivot, as jarring as it was.
Yeah, I think it's important just to. Sometimes it's just important to create and put it out. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know Rick Rubin at all? You fuck with him?
I know of Rick Rubin. I don't know like him.
Yeah, you should watch some stuff on him and like his creative process, because it's all about like just tuning into higher consciousness, and like you never know what's gonna quite work and what's not, and things that you think are not gonna work do work, and sometimes you're like, this isn't gonna be the hit song on the record, and it is, and you don't know why.
But you just kind of
That's why I think of Andre when I think of like Rick. They're both kind of in that kind of guru space almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they are both kind of like at that level.
Yeah,
for sure. But
I mean, it's something like like in my own art, that's something like I strive for. Is like I think because I'm like a decade older than you. Once you get to my part, it's like a lot of people fall off. They start to like kind of fall off. They don't, or even they make it, but then they don't really want to make it anymore because they've made it. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, I want to have like a really nice body of work when I die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a whole body. Like I'm committed to the body of work, not just like one specific project. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm big in that too.
Yeah. Love that. So tell me some more. What else? Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school in Apple Valley, Minnesota. It was Eastview High School.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. People, I like the Minnesota accent is very real. There's like that Midwestern accent.
Oh, yeah.
It's so prevalent, especially like the more north you go. It's like even what I just said.
It's funny because I like to mimic it. And I worked when I first moved back. I didn't it's so hard for me to find work around here because my resume doesn't apply to anything. And so I worked at One Automotive selling cars. Yeah. And it was so funny because they were always like, oh, the Kurs. Oh, the Kurs over there. And then I started leaning into it, like being like, oh, you know, like just being funny with it.
Oh, yeah.
But then when I went back to LA, like a year later, I like could hear it in my voice talking with other people, and I was like, "Oh no, it's already attached to me."
You know, it grabs you. It's so like
it does. You just evolve to what's around you. When I lived in London for those years, I got a weird British accent too. Just like, oh, I can't do it anymore, but if I'm around them, you'll see it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm from Minnesota. I'm gonna rep Apple Valley till the day I die. That's just
Love
kind of
that.
like I love that city, that area. It kind of made me who I am as a person.
I love
just, like,
that.
being in
That's where my
space.
nieces and nephews are growing up right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a twin sister. She lives in Farmington.
No, yeah. They're all. It's a good space.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't want to ever live in Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's kind of stressful.
Yeah. I just said if I was going to live in Minneapolis, I would move back to LA.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm not here. I'm in Eau Claire, which my parents are here, I like how slow it is. Like I'm here not to party. I'm here to like just kind of get my life together and create and
Yeah.
bounce out of here if I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been nice, but I feel like as soon as I'm in like a city, I'm like I need to just go back to like the real city, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
for
no,
me and my journey.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. Although there's a good music scene in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Like,
no, the music in Minneapolis has definitely been growing as of recent. There's a lot
Yeah.
coming out of there. Yeah.
yeah. Have you been to LA?
I've been like twice, but I haven't like explored really. Like my sister used to live in LA for a little bit. She moved to San Diego and then went to LA, was doing some like acting stuff, and then bounced out of there. Moved to fucking Spain.
Really? I love Spain's
Yeah.
cool as fuck.
No, yeah. I got
Cheap too.
No, yeah. No, she keeps being like, "Yo, you got to come up here." I'm like,
Really?
soon when I have a passport, maybe.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see what
Believe it or
we do.
not, those are easy to get.
No, yeah, no, I know. I just got to get on it. I've been stalling.
I also have to get on it. I washed my last one in the washer. It's pretty much destroyed.
Damn.
I know,
Yeah.
but what do you do? That's really cool. I do love Spain. That's probably a different conversation. But the reason I asked is I took Miles, you know Miles Boulevard.
Yeah.
He was actually on my first podcast or my second podcast out in Cali, but I plan on doing another trip sometime this year back to LA. And when we do, you should just bounce out and come into the house with us for the week.
I'd be down.
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah. Hold to that.
Well, my goal was to do it quarterly, but then, and this is kind of nice to talk about on the podcast so people know why I haven't done it. My goal was to do it every 3 months, but then when I left, I thought I was going to come back to having a job, and it ended up not really working out. So I didn't work for like 3 months, and that kind of held me back. And now I'm working again, slaving again. Guys, subscribe to my Patreon so I don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
Come on. But now I'm back on track. So my goal was going to go to Miami maybe next month. But now that it's summertime, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do Miami again. It might be easier just to go back to LA and like really focus on the podcast and focus on, because I have such a network there that it makes it easier to create content.
Yeah.
But every time I do it, I have a little crew that comes with. So, and usually there's a couple free rooms. So
Yeah. No, yeah, man. Just like hit me up. I'll be so down.
yeah, we'll figure it out. You guys heard it first. He's gonna play a song out there somewhere. We'll make a music video. If you come, we're doing a music video.
I'm all the way down. I'm
Okay.
open. I'm open for it.
Deal. So now that how much longer you got in school?
I got one more year.
One more year in
One more.
school.
Yeah.
Damn, you're almost there, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm close.
That
so
year's
close.
gonna fly by too.
I know. Like the past 3 have
Yeah.
been insanely fast, and it's like I blinked and now I'm here.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about maybe a little bit about like your academic stuff, like what you're getting into, and like maybe where other like aspects of your life?
Yeah. So I'm going to school for English, critical studies, and journalism. I want to be a journalist, whether it's broadcast or like writing, anything really. I'm pretty open to all of it, but I wanted to do that because when I was in high school, we had this like TV program or like broadcast journalism program called The Flash, and I joined that. I want to say my sophomore, junior year of high school, and I joined it. I joined it purely because when I watched it for the first time my freshman year, I was like, "Damn, I can do this way better, probably." Because it was like, and no hate to the kids, it was just kind of mid. Like no one was watching, no one cared.
I think that's how you get into anything.
No, yeah, it was just like I was like watching it, and I was like, there was like a couple people, like my friend Joey, he was on it, and Joey Mayer, shout out Joey Mayer. He makes music too, but he was in it, and like I'd watch the stuff that he would do, and I'd be like, see, this is good. We need more of this, right? And I was like, I can do that. Like I can be better at this. And then I joined it, and then I did. I ended up being like, I ended up getting really good at it, and then falling in love with journalism. And that's kind of why I'm kind of studying that now, and why I want to get into that.
Yeah.
I just enjoy, like,
I
all
don't know.
aspects
I
of
feel
it.
like the best journalists now are podcasters.
Yeah, honestly, it is kind of, oh my God, it has really kind of like grown to be more online.
Yeah, you should start a channel, dude. So much easier than you think. You can do it with that phone right there.
No, yeah, no, that's what's crazy. It's like I just like take this, like, and I'm like camera, microphone, all of it just like in this one thing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like,
I was because I was trying to learn how to podcast when I was starting this, and I'm still not that good at it, as anybody who watches this knows. But I got good advice from my buddy Phil, who was on here. He was like, you don't, because I was talking about this camera. I have issues with this camera because this camera doesn't shoot at the same frame rate as the audio, so it migrates. So when I plug it in, I have to like literally listen to every 2 minutes. I need to go in there and like fix the video because the video migrates from the audio.
Yeah.
Which is super annoying. And so I was trying to fix that, and he's like, dude, I do my whole podcast. Like, there's a program where you can link like multiple iPhones like super easy, and then you could literally 2 iPhones, you could do a podcast off it.
no, yeah, damn, I gotta find that.
And even this setup, you could do something much cheaper than this. Like, I almost kind of want to get the mics that you can just hold.
Yeah, just like the
Yeah, like just the casual, like you see all the comedians, all the like just casual podcasts.
No,
like
yeah.
this is almost like who you trying to talk to.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a little NPR. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it does kind of
R.I.P. NPR.
yeah. Oh man. Oh god. Yeah. RP NPR. We're gonna.
I don't believe it. Someone is gonna come in and save it.
Yeah. Someone kind of has to just kind of swoop in for that. I feel like.
Yeah, there's too much money out there. Someone will.
Yeah.
Although the digital radio space is just kind of, I don't know if people really listen to it even. I don't know. I wonder what their analytics are.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm sure it's a much older demographic.
Yeah,
with
totally.
especially with like NPR. Because I mean, outside of the tiny desk, I don't know how many.
Or it's just people that are stuck in traffic going to work and they have a shitty car, so they can't Bluetooth.
They just gotta listen to the radio.
Yeah.
It's just kind of on. And I mean, like I enjoy some of the NPR stuff. Like because I want to do journalism, because that's like the career that I like wanted to go into. I would like I gotta be tapped into the news. I gotta pay attention to what's going on, stay up
Totally.
to date, and like kind of like look at these different things. So I would listen to like NPR stuff, but like yeah, it has really grown into this like much more of a like digital space. Like a majority of people are getting their news from fucking TikTok and Instagram. So it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's like it's moved. So
Well, there's a whole influencer space now where really like they're just even covering events that are already being like covered by mainstream news almost. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But then there's also like journalists who do like these crazy Netflix series and shit now. Like you never know.
yeah.
Like there's so many directions you could go in.
no, yeah. The space has grown a lot, and so I'm very happy about that. I'm glad that it's more accessible in that way. The people
Totally.
just, like talk about
It's
it.
kind of sky's the limit if you really want that direction. It's all about like what you really want to do too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like journalist that'd be a crazy job. But then it's like, what are you covering? You know what I mean?
no, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I feel like there's a lot to talk about,
Hell yeah.
but
I think there always will be though. You know what I mean?
No,
That's why
yeah.
it's important. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm too dumb for politics. So, and I don't like it anymore. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of everybody with it. I'm like,
Yeah,
can we just get along for a little bit? Like,
I fucking wish that we could just do that. I'm tired of all of it. Because yeah, no, I got
guys, love is the answer.
it really is. Like I got just like news apps on my phone, like just like mad like Al Jazeera, Reuters,
Yeah.
BBC, like or BCC, right? Yeah,
BBC.
yeah. I don't know. Like
Right?
yeah,
British
Broadcasting
Broadcast.
Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, but yeah, I have like all of those.
not,
and I just, like,
not to be confused with the other.
yeah, no,
BBC.
I always like check myself because I'm like, fuck, that is the acronym, right? That is the acronym. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. But yeah, no, I like listen to all of that stuff, and like I got them on my phone now. Just like I always like open that news and I just scroll and looking at reading it. And I'm like, this is awful. This can't be real. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like that. But
I got sucked into the comedy world. Now I'm like, I want to just laugh. I'm not rich enough to affect political decisions.
yeah,
So
no, it's nice to have that.
I think in your
level.
20s though, you want to be a freedom fighter for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I was
definitely-
like in New York during like Occupy Wall Street days and shit. Those days were crazy. New York was crazy. I kind of miss it. I want to go back for like maybe 3-4 months.
Yeah. I've always been curious about New York because I really like, honestly, besides like, I don't know, besides like California, I haven't really been, and I guess Texas, I haven't really been outside of the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know, I've been like,
Kind of
here
makes
majority
sense
of
for
it.
your age. You're in college.
No, yeah.
That's all coming.
No, yeah. I do, like, I do want to get out to New York and like just like hit the different cities, just like explore and see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, New York is the fucking best, dude. There's nothing quite like it. It's the best city on the planet. Hands down, for sure. I mean, there's other cities I haven't been to, but I've been to a lot of cities. I've actually been to 13 countries.
Really?
Yeah. I got lucky in my 20s because I moved to New York early. So the huge advantage of like going to those cities versus like staying around here is like you just never know the opportunities and the doors there. Like there's so much opportunity there because everybody's there. You know what I mean? Like I did photography. I went to school like outside of Boston, and then I moved to New York like around 20, 21, somewhere in there. I can't quite remember if I was 21 or not. And then I started working in the studio scene. So then I met my mentor, and then I got picked up by him, and he was like doing just like Vogue editorial work and high-end fashion stuff. So it was just a dream really for a long time doing that kind of stuff. But now I'm like in Eau Claire, kind of more home-based, like longevity type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. High fashion's not really for me.
Yeah, because like I love fashion. It's like a big thing for me, but
Same.
I like super high end fashion. Like the Met Gala is like happening right now.
Yeah,
like looking
no.
at that kind of stuff, I'm like I get it, but also I'm like,
The Met Gala is too costume for me.
yeah, it gets a bit fakey.
Yeah.
Although I do like the theme for this year, like highlighting like black men's fashion.
Really?
It's like
R.I.P. Virgil,
yeah, R.I.P. Virgil.
who was the best. I'm still kind of convinced they killed him. I think they killed him.
That. No comment.
I do. I think they killed him. He was too big, dude.
No, he was.
I don't know, man. The high fashion is a dark world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm
Like I used to work on the Dolce & Gabbana campaigns and
Really?
stuff. Yeah, I did like Balenciaga campaigns, H&M. Yeah, like crazy. I was up there in that world for a while in my life. A lot of money and like I don't know. I was like a broke kid from Wisconsin, so it never really made sense for me to be in the room, but I was there.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. But I love fashion, and my whole background was fashion because of that. But really, my mentor Mariano, like he really showed me fashion in like a crazy way. I mean, when you're working on Vogue shoots and stuff, you have to like you really start to pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where my draw always was. I really didn't get into the sexy nude work until I moved to LA, which kind of makes sense because like New York is like the fashion capital, and then LA is more entertainment and sex.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but I guess I don't know. The nude work, I feel like living in Eau Claire, it's kind of it's too edgy for around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oakland is definitely a more conservative space for everything. Most things. But yeah, no, that's cool though, hearing like you like being in that space. I mean, regardless of like the ethics of the space or whatever, but like
Yeah.
being up there, that's like it's gotta be cool.
Yeah, it's been cool. And if you've listened to the podcast from the start, which maybe only a few of you have, you've heard that story before. But It's nice. We just met. I mean, we've met before, but we're
This is
getting
like-
we're getting
yeah.
to know each other on the pod.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping this super lax. So sometimes I know we can cut the silence. So when did you start skateboarding?
I started skateboarding. I was probably like 10, maybe. There was this show. I think it was called like Wild Riders or something. But it was like about this kid and like this like crew who like skateboards, and they had like a dog that skateboarded, and it was like,
Damn.
it was like a cartoon. And I was like, oh, this is dope. And I was like, Mom, I want to skateboard. And she was like, no. And I was like, please. And so we were like, fine. And then we went to Goodwill. She got me like this like tiny yellow penny board. And so I would just like ride around on that. And then
Classic.
yeah. I just cruised on that. And then
Then you're like, I need to do tricks, Mom.
yeah. And that's when she bought me my first skateboard, and I don't know if I still have it. It's probably in my mom's like garage or something. But it was this like skateboard. It had like a Coca-Cola, like the little Coca-Cola bear on the bottom. And I was like, hell yeah. And like that was my board for years. And then I got an Element, and now I have
Element. Was it a BAM?
I think so. Yeah.
I actually love BAM. I'm glad he's back on track.
Yeah. No, but I had an Element, and then now, what do I have now? Do not remember.
I get a free board that I won at that skate event.
Oh, yeah.
I've just been rocking it. I don't skate that much anymore.
No.
It's too hard on my body.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. So I used to skate a lot more. I fucked up my back once doing like some shit. Yeah, I just hit the ground like mad hard going down a ramp, and I was like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a minute.
I actually broke my back snowboarding once, but I also told that story on the podcast already. Yeah, I used to like hit like big handrails and shit on snowboards, and I fell backwards on it.
Oof.
And then I was like, that was like at like 20 years old. I did that. That's when I was like, okay, I'm not going pro. Like, I need to chill out.
Yeah, just like relax. Like, have your fun. Yeah, but
And then I'm like, oh, instead of snowboarding, I'll just pick up bowl skating.
much safer.
Yeah, not much safer.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, I used to bowl skate a lot more, and then that happened, and now I'm like, I got here, and that's kind of when I got back into skating, because there's surprisingly a lot of people who skateboard out here.
Yes, the skate scene in Eau Claire is great now that they
Yeah.
built a couple parks.
No, yeah, like getting to build a couple parts, like meeting Chris. Do you know Chris, right?
Chris, who?
Fucking Johnson.
Oh yeah, I know
Passion
him.
Pod.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Like him being like in the, like having him around, like El Camino.
Does he even skate?
I think so. I haven't seen him skate.
Yeah,
But
no,
then
no,
again,
I don't think anybody's seen him skate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shout out Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
He's actually in this book.
Is he really in that one?
Yeah. I took him out though. Shout out. Maybe I'll cut this. Yeah, I took him to LA. I actually produced his biggest podcast, but he never gave me credit.
Oh damn.
Why'd you do that, Chris? We'll cut that.
Yeah.
I took him to LA, and I got him all of the talent that then ended up getting him like bigger. But then he just, I don't know, man. I wanted to like him, but he's got an ego issue, I think. Something.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, there's a big skate scene out here, and like a lot of my friends skate now, and that was just kind of like having all the parks here, and like the new park that just got built. I was like, yeah, I just
The
gotta
new
get into
park
it
is
more.
so good, the Boyd Park.
Oh yeah, there's Boyd, and then do you know about Cannery? It's
Yeah,
kind of by-
Cannery is fun too.
Yeah, I love.
I'm a bad street skater, so
Yeah.
I have more fun at Boyd. But I love the pump track. And it just, I don't know, it makes me think outside of my box too. I'm kind of an old man where I just like do the same 10 tricks, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good skating today.
No, yeah, I mean that's kind of where honestly that's kind of where I'm at. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like I'll do my couple things. I'll do my little fakie. I'll drop into the bowl, and then I'll like go like around, do like a shoulder or two, and then I'll be like, all right, see you. I'm going home. Just, like, skate around.
Skating helps me stay creative. I think getting flow states, like where you're not really thinking about anything but what you're doing, is super good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I try to keep it maintain it at least, because it does help my brain. Like I'm happier after I get a little skate in.
Yeah. No, me too. It's like freeing. It's just kind of like,
It definitely is.
yeah.
Yeah. Coming back in.
Well,
So when do you think you're gonna put some music out?
yeah, I'm hoping to, I've been talking to like a lot of my people, and we're looking to I have a new song that I've been working on called Lilies and Butterscotch. We were shooting with the lilies for the thing for just downstairs before this.
Yeah, we were playing around with some ideas.
Yeah. And they're really cool. I like them a lot.
Hopefully you like them and you use them. If you don't, that's fine.
I'll probably use them.
We just played around.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I have that song. I think I wrote it back in like January, like late January. And then I started working on it, laid down like some vocals onto it, and then I think we're trying to get it out by like end of May.
Yeah.
Just to have something else out. Cause
It's coming up.
Yeah. And like the song's basically done. I think I just need to get like the mix done, and then it's out the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Orbit doing as well as it did, which is the last song that I released back in March. Yeah, with that song doing as well as it did, I kind of feel like it kind of opened the door for me where I was like, okay, yeah, no, I can do this. Like I was like, I gotta lock in on this, because like this is it like showed me that I'm like,
you're feeling
truly,
the energy.
Yeah, like I'm truly like capable of doing what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that just like the creativity just
I think you can just from seeing you one time, I think you can 100% like pay for your entire lifestyle off music if you keep running at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's like that'd be the dream, is being able to do this and be able to.
And then before you know it, you're gonna be everywhere. You've gone everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
music. You gotta go on. You gotta get on the road for music.
No, yeah, I love performing live.
Yeah,
it's so much fun, and that's why I'm grateful for the Doghouse, because that's like starting that band. I started the Doghouse back like last year, April, and that was like some of my first like live shows.
Yeah,
and it was just the energy from that was incredible, and I love it so much, and like. I've gotten to now, since like after having the Doghouse and like starting up, releasing stuff as Yomchi, I've gotten to perform a bunch more and just get more stuff out, and getting to perform at like Azara,
yeah,
and, like starting Graham Jams, which is the house venue that me and Isaiah run. It's like,
where's that at?
It's a house on Graham.
Oh,
Graham
okay.
Ave. Yeah, Graham Jams.
Graham Jams.
Big
shout out Graham Jams.
Yeah.
Shout out Live at the Lounge, Azara.
Yeah, shout out Azara. Shout out Graham Jams.
I think Azara is gonna have a hit there soon.
Oh, for sure. Like it's a awesome space. I'm glad they're using it for something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of unique too because you can't drink there.
Yeah.
So it was cool doing that event, and then it stayed open until 2, but like it was still pretty busy the entire time, and like it was still relatively sober, which is kind of nice actually.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I mean, like I was a little high.
Yeah,
but granted, it was 420. So,
yeah, it was 420.
That's kind of the vibe.
That was the theme. I mean, I was also going to the joint doing shots of tequila. So.
Yeah.
But it was kind of nice to like do the little bar hop.
No, yeah. But no, yeah, performing live is like probably one of my favorite things about getting to make music.
I bet it's a drug.
That way. It really is.
Yeah.
And I would love to take it on the road. I would love for sometime this like year or like in the next few months. Like I want to, because I've only really ever played here, like those like live shows with my stuff, because I've been here in Eau Claire, but like I would love to go back to Minnesota and play shows there, like 7th Street Entry, like any Como Backdoor, which is another underground like basement venue, like playing in those places, like Pink Place, like just like getting to like be in those spaces.
Sounds like you just need a booking agent.
Yeah. I think that
plug you in with the right booking agent, dude. You could be ripping.
No, yeah, because that's just like, because I've kind of been acting as my own which is why I've kind of just been here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been DIYing it with
That's what you gotta
basically
do.
everything.
You gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you get the ball rolling.
No, yeah.
No one will move it except you.
Right.
And then once you get it rolling, people are all gonna want to jump on. You know.
Yeah. That's definitely the vibe. That's where we're going.
Okay, let me talk to you as like a young artist.
Please.
What do you think is like your biggest hurdles for like trying to create music these days? Is it like, because I know like a lot of times people are always after the bag that like the label gives you. So then you kind of have you have the money, but then you also have like the money to create. But like nowadays it's such a fast content pace. I feel like you don't even need those like $200,000 music video budgets anymore to like make the content you need to like put out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering like what you find like maybe like your biggest hurdles to like the creative process. You know what I mean?
I think my biggest like hurdles when it comes to being creative is honestly, admittedly, like my lack of like knowledge when it comes to instruments.
Sure.
I think that really blocks me, and I get like mad frustrated, and it's like not as much anymore because I know so many people who are very talented in that space that I know that I can call and be like, hey, can you help me like try and find this?
Yeah.
You know? But like only knowing like guitar and then at the same time only knowing guitar so well, like to a point, it's like you can only do so much.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I've gotten better at like with like samples and like stuff like that when it comes to production, and I'm happy with that. I'm glad I'm like able to do that, but I love being able to do my own thing also, and like not knowing how to like play piano or like really get into that space kind of like just halts me.
Why don't you just learn it?
I'm trying.
Are you?
Trying to.
I know it's probably not easy.
No, especially with like how much time.
But if you
I
play
have in the
guitar,
day.
I feel like you gotta know something about music.
No, yeah, and
But then there's those weird people that like they really just know how to play. They don't even know like how to read it and shit.
no, yeah, exactly. Like I know like so many people where it's like I just be doing stuff, and I'm like, what the? I was like, give me some.
Yeah, no, totally.
But like, yeah, no, so I'm trying to learn piano now. Mason, he's the lead singer for Dead Ambers, he gave me like this old Casio keyboard.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'm not using it. I don't need it. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it because I'm trying to learn. And like he gave me that, and so now I've just kind of been trying to like chip away at it and really like practice and get used to using like learning chords on piano.
Have you ever tried to like? I guess this would be really hard, but like use AI for like just the piano piece you would need or something. But then I guess you would have to reference it somehow.
Yeah.
And then you still like just all about having the control to like get it exactly where you want it.
Yeah. I tried using AI with music once, and it was like kind of when AI was kind of like hitting that big push,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm very like, I'm pretty against specifically generative AI right now.
Sure.
Like
I just want to say that I fucking love it.
I think AI can be a very useful tool, and I think it's very like useful and like when you like utilize it the right way. But I feel like a lot of artists, especially now, have kind of like just been like type some shit into ChatGPT, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's it, and then they just do that, and it's like.
You can tell though when that's the case.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I don't want to be that. I think I've tried to utilize AI once with a song when it came to like notes and stuff, and I was like,
no,
it's fine, but like it really like it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything, doing anything with it. So I feel like if I'm to use AI for like anything creatively, I feel like it needs to be more of a stepping stone rather than like the sole thing that's like making
100%,
the art.
yeah.
So like I just gotta like really learn how to use it for my advantage rather than like make it the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's for me in like my digital world that I'm in for like imagery, it's been kind of game changing. It was kind of, it got to the point where it's like either you jump on board and keep up with it or get left behind. And so within the last like 2 years, I really kind of jumped on the AI stuff, which has been great. But like even design work and stuff like that, I find it good because I use like, I know Photoshop inside, like I'm a master Photoshop person. And so I can have it generate something and then I can steal that clip and then pull what I want from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can always kind of, I'm still building with tools and like finding the little design details I want. Like it's hard to explain, but like I did one where like I had to do something for Hazed where they're like, we want it to be like honey, but like a honeycomb dripping. And like, I just was able to work with it, but then also like pull what I wanted to build it out. And without AI, that would have, I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with art and AI, the like problem that I have is definitely where it's like people use it in place of like a person. Like one of my friends once, like he was like, oh yeah, no, I got this cover for like my thing. And I just like, it was just an image off like Dolly or something. And I was like, hey man, just, people who can like draw, like, artists around you, just ask them.
The problem is people want money.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. That's where it's like, thing. How do you do it without the budget? And it's like you end up using these tools because it becomes.
Yeah. Let me say, I'm not fully against AI. I think that there is a space for it, and I think like right now we're in this Wild West space with AI where it's like we're still trying to figure out like what's cool, what's not.
This is where the AI is like, let them think that it's for art and shit, and then they just take over. No,
it's gonna be.
I get weird. I get scared about that AI, man.
Yeah, no, it worries me sometimes, but I think that like there's definitely like, I think there is a space for it. I don't think it's going away anytime soon.
Oh, it's not going away.
It really is just like learning how to use it correctly.
Yeah,
and not like replace your friends, because like back to that point where it's like people want money for the stuff, and it's like like commissioning an artist, I understand that like some people don't have the budget, but at the same time I know that like I have friends who are like really good at art who are just like do it for the love of it, and are like obviously they want to make a career out of it, but because we're close, they're like, and they understand the space that we're both in. Keep me on the mic. The space that we're both in, where it's like, I'll do this for you, and maybe that's a unique experience for me. Not everyone has that, like same space. Maybe
no, I do it a lot
like that,
actually.
Yeah,
I do. I create for people because I think it keeps me alive too. Like it can't. I don't do it only for monetary. Like for me, the goal has always been like, obviously, I want to pay my bills and be creative and keep that ripping, but then. I don't know, at my soul, even if I couldn't make money, I would want to keep it going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I think is great. But also feel free to subscribe to my Patreon and support a broke artist.
Pay your artist. Subscribe to the Patreon.
Well, I mean, think about photography, man. Like the way, like 10 years ago when I was like ripping at the beginning of my career, like iPhones were like barely a thing. And then within 10 years, everybody can like, you don't need to hire a photographer for like anything now. Or you could just pick up a camera and you are a photographer because they're that easy to use. Yeah. So then it really just becomes about like, your creative insights. Like I think creativity does come from a higher power of some type. I don't know. Like I think you can tune into higher consciousness, and like a lot of the great music does come through that. There's something about music that like speaks to human souls, like the vibrational thing, Yeah. I don't know. I get a little tinfoil hattie on here, but the universe is all vibrations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I truly think music is the closest thing to magic that we got, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I don't know. I listened to this crazy podcast about remote viewing, about the government and how remote viewing is actually real. And do you know what remote viewing is?
No.
That's like where you can like sit in a room and like find things on the earth. Like, so like they'll be like they've had people that have found submarines in Russia that are like in warehouses in a mountain, and they're like, this is what I'm seeing. And then it turned out to be true.
Whoa.
I know. And then the guy was like talking. It was a JRE recently. The guy was like talking. He's like, yeah, and like they did all these tests. The CIA did all these tests with us, and like basically, like for like basically every test these people were doing, they were like able to do. It was like crazy. So like consciousness is so weird.
Oh yeah.
You never know like quite why we're here and who you're connecting with and what comes out of it.
Right.
That's why I don't know. I think creative people are meant to be creative. I think they tune into a different frequency usually to begin with. And I think, consciousness is all like kind of, I think it's like layers of consciousness. Like if you take MDMA, you're on a different layer of consciousness. If you take psilocybin, you're on a different layer. But I think like normal waking consciousness is kind of like that too. Like some people just get a different frequency.
Yeah.
I don't know if I went on a tangent there, but but yeah, I don't know. What were we talking about before that?
Before that,
I need to fix this one of these days. The problem is it like hits this. And
yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about music and we were on a flow there for a minute.
No, yeah. I like that about conversation, that it can just like go. And, just like different thing. It's like scrolling on Wikipedia and just like hitting all the hyperlinks.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. I've learned through my podcasting too, like just little topics. Like it's all about the little clips anyways. Like very few people will actually listen to like the full hour of this. But like if you have like a good little 50 or 2 minute, 3 minute clip of different subjects, they trend better.
No, people like the small, like that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's a fun moment.
So when are you going to just start a podcast channel, dude? People want to subscribe now to it. What's going to be your big story?
A big story?
Yeah. Like journalism wise, like what are you after? You want to like work for like someone big or just music?
I don't know. Music is
a lot of music people are feds, I think.
I don't disagree with that. I don't know. I mean, music is like the dream, and that's like what I am going to push to do. Like I want that to be the thing that I'm doing and living off of and just like going for. But with journalism, I love telling stories. I love talking to people and getting to, and obviously like that, I can just like start a podcast and just like do that.
Like you're describing a podcast.
I'm describing a podcast, but more so also just like getting to like inform people of like different things. Like some of my favorite things that I've written, or
so you like kind of the educational aspect.
Yes, yeah, I love being able to bring a voice to different people in different spaces that may not have heard anything about that. Like some of my favorite things that I've done have been like for awareness or for like bringing light to an issue that some people might not think about. Like I think recently, like there was a story that I did for because I write for the school's newspaper every now and again. And the story that I wrote a while ago was about how like extreme weather changes due to like climate change can affect like the homeless population specifically, and how like
especially around here.
Yeah, especially around here because Eau Claire has like a wild homeless population.
Bro, I was just shooting this girl today down by the river, and it's like on a hiking trail, and there was a straight up tent like in a cave.
No,
I
yeah.
swear to God, we were like, damn, there's a tent in there.
No, yeah, it's like there's people like that are like just like living out of like caves out of their cars, just like on the street, and it's like
I think they get shipped here though.
There's a lot of people from like a lot of different places. Like whenever, because I've spent time with some of the people that are like homeless in the area, and like just like talking to them, hearing their like stories and where they're from. I'm like, how the fuck did you end up here?
Yeah,
you know,
people
like,
get stuck places.
And I'm like, you're from Seattle?
Yeah.
Like, how did you?
Because they took a bus. That someone gave them a bus ride and they shipped them here.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. But it's like stuff like that, like bringing awareness to like those kinds of things where it's like, oh, I didn't think about that.
I feel bad. I mean, I lived in Seattle and I've lived in LA, which are two places that are like Armageddon. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Seattle is really rotten on another level too. Mm-hmm. It's super sad to see. It's almost to the point where like it's unfixable. I don't know how the fuck you feel. Like LA, there's more homeless people in LA than are in Eau Claire County.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 100,000 people or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you have like $1 billion industry that they're feeding that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, you guys are getting paid how much? $200,000? You're running this?
And it's like I can't even imagine what that looks like.
It comes down to corruption. You know what I mean?
It all
and mental health and drugs and I've been pretty much homeless almost. I never lived on the streets, but I've been as poor as you can get, and in places like where I owe money, I don't have an apartment. I can. Without good friends and family, I would have been fucked. So I like relate to people I see on the street, especially people that I see like who are my age, who like maybe they partied a little too hard and they didn't have like a net. And then once you get down there, it's so fucking hard to get out.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah. It is tough. And like, I mean, there are levels to homelessness. You know, there's
100%.
There's
some of them want to be out there.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like I've talked to people who are like, yeah, no, this is just kind of what I'm doing. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, man. I mean, that's you. If you're cool, then cool, right? Who am I to judge you for wanting to live that way? But like, I definitely know people where it's like, you just need the help, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, and what's weird too, it's so like, it's kind of like complicated. It's like people are like, oh, just like make more houses, and it's like we're just like put them in a house, get them a job. But it's like sometimes it's not that easy.
Yeah,
sometimes it's like it's not.
Sometimes you have a schizophrenic.
No, yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's like a mental health thing, and it's like or sometimes it's like a drug problem.
I would say it's almost always a mental health thing or a drug thing, or it's like someone got themselves in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Yeah, so it always. Like, it's not as broad of a solution as people think, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it is just kind of like really like smacking down on that.
I think it's a great cause, though. It means you have a big heart.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because I've definitely been close to hitting that point. And, thank God that I haven't, like.
I over partied in my 20s. So by the time I hit 30, by the time I left London, I was quite a mess to begin with, but I was hanging on because I had good jobs. And then as soon as like the jobs weren't, and I never did anything that like fucked up my life up like that. I just had bad habits of like I'm in LA basically trying to keep up with millionaires and like models and like, I'm broke, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so I was just making all of the bad decisions. But I was smart enough to like catch it, and I had a psychedelic experience that kind of opened my eyes to like all the bad things. I stopped like drinking for a while. I did, I got a lot more on track, like in that kind of a sense. But man, it's so easy to slip down those roads sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is literally just like one thing.
Well, society just doesn't give a fuck about you. No, society really is like a trap. And so like it's once you're in the trap, they call it a trap because it's a trap. Yeah. Anyways, we took a heavier turn on it. Yeah. No, I think it's nice. I think it's cool to like see what people's like intellect is like, you know what I mean? So you like writing? Do you like reading? Do you like reading, buddy?
Here's a funny thing. Because I'm an English major,
sure,
right? Critical studies. My whole thing is, reading. I couldn't tell you the last book that I read all the way through. Like I'm so bad at reading. Elementary school, whenever we had reading assignments, I didn't read that shit. I made that shit up. I was lying. Yeah. Like I was lying through my fucking teeth.
Me too.
And it was
honestly reading out loud in public to this day kind of frightens me.
Yeah, no, I get worried sometimes whenever people are like, "Okay, read this out loud." I'm like, and it's a problem too when I'm like acting and stuff because I do like theater and stuff.
Dude,
like,
I had when I was trying to sell cars, they gave you a script that you had to like memorize and act out, and I was like, "Oh fuck, like this is not for me." Like,
yeah, no, but it's like I want to get back into reading more because not only because I enjoy, like I'm an English major and that's like kind of the thing.
Have you ever tried audiobooks?
I have tried audiobooks and I think they do help. I think it does help me kind of.
Yeah. I can't sit down and read a book, dude. Are you fucking nuts? But I burn through audiobooks. That's the only thing that like kept me semi-intelligent. If I hadn't picked up books young, I would be like such a moron right now.
Yeah. No, same. Yeah. Like if I, like the very few times I did read, I'm like glad I got those at least because I'm stable. But I do want to get more into reading because I love writing.
Yeah.
I love writing and like.
You got to listen to some like Anthony Bourdain. You ever fuck with him?
I do. I have one of his books.
Yeah.
I have
Kitchen Confidential.
Yes,
Yeah.
Kitchen Confidential. I have that. Like I have that book, and I'm like,
Just as a writer, I mean, again, I don't sit down and read, but I listen to him, and the great part about his books is he actually reads them, so you get his voice because now he's gone. But like as a journalist, like what he does really inspires me. Like even just the way that he approached like his shows.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've watched any of them, but like,
I did a lot growing up.
Even if you rewatch it and like think about the writing of like the voiceover that he does such an amazing job of like talking in his own voice. Like it's hard to explain.
Yeah, no, I get you though. Yeah, and that is the thing where it's like I want to be at that level with like my writing and being able to do that, and it's like I can't really do that if I'm not like taking in that kind of information. And it's like it bleeds into music, it bleeds into like everything where it's like if I can
it's all but do Audible, man. Jump on it. I'll send you a book, dude.
Yeah,
you can download it for free if you don't have the app already.
Yeah,
I hustle books. Let's go. I need a good book. I haven't actually picked up a book in a while.
Yeah,
and now that I'm doing Amazon, I've been doing too many podcasts. I need to switch it up and get the book going again. Yeah. But I want to write a book, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I've tried to write. I used to write, like, me and my friends would, like, work on, like, writing books.
Sure.
Like, when we were all growing up, which I think also kind of led to the whole English major thing.
Sure.
I fell in love with writing. I love writing stuff. Like, especially with music. Music, like, that's what I pride myself on, like, my writing and my ability to, like, tell stories in that way because I love writing like that. I love poetry. I love all of that. I read poetry books.
Yeah.
I'll like read
Rumi?
poetry, but
Rumi? Do you know Rumi? No,
maybe not. But like I have,
he's a poet.
He's a poet.
I think that's what they call him.
I have like a Rupi Kaur. She does there's two poetry books that I have of hers. It's Milk and Honey and The Sun and Her Flowers. And reading her poetry is like it really like opened my eyes. I love the way that she writes. Her voice is just like I just love the way that she explains things.
Sure.
But like Emily Dickinson, I have like just like basically like a best of. It's like Great American Poets, and it's Emily Dickinson. I'm just like reading all of her shit, and it's like stuff like that. Like I love that.
I love that. I mean, I do a lot of books, but they're probably a little different. I love biographies, anything. I try to stay in the nonfiction realm for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got to break into that. Just more nonfiction stuff. Cause
I haven't really gone too deep into the poetry. I could, though. I'm always open to new things.
Yeah.
I thought about doing a poetry book with this one girl in LA, and she was down. We should have done it. We would have made money. But then I was like, but let's put it out on Patreon. And then she got scared. She's like, let's do the book. I'm like, no. That's so funny. Yeah, man, jump on audiobooks. They'll change your life. Yeah. I want to write a book. I want to do something called The Rise and Fall of Visual Dirt, how I created an ego brand in my 20s that collapsed in my 30s, and like do like kind of more of a self-help book. I've been talking about it now for a few years, but it's going to come out of me soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like something that's like been keeping you from doing that? Or is it just like a matter of like sitting down and just like...
It's really time.
Yeah.
I think because I did this, and this took me like a year to do because I made 3 of them and I kept throwing it out because I was like, it has to be cooler than this. And it took me a while to get into it. So I kind of, and this is 240 pages, and obviously it's photographs, it's not even words. But I kind of understand the structure of it now, but it's really just being like, I'm going to commit to this, and then you just do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm working on a Polaroid book right now that I want to get out by July, and it's like, sometimes I need that like deadline to like really be like, all right, I have 1 month to just fucking do it.
Yeah, really put the fire under your ass. Where it's
Which
like,
is
I need
good
to-
sometimes, but then I also don't want things to like be like not as good as they should have been.
because you're like now you're like rushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you can only take on so much. Like I'm committed to a podcast a week for my followers. I do like photo shoots for my Patreon. I work 2 other jobs. And then it's like, how do you, I have a girlfriend, go to the gym, try to squeeze that time in. Where,
Yeah.
So it's been hard because when I got back from LA, it was like I really just wanted to focus on the content that I had created. But now I'm kind of running out of that content, and I still have like another month before I go on a trip. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just bang that thing out. But at some point, I do want to actually write words. But we've been on here for about an hour. I guess we could go for a little bit longer. I'll probably cut a little bit. Just a little silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like an hour ago now we started talking about it, and then like did like a hard pivot real quick. But like with fashion, it's like I'm very, it's just kind of like what I see, there's not like one person that I follow. Okay, there is actually one person that I follow. When I was in middle school, there was this YouTuber called Frugal Aesthetic, and now he's less frugal now because he made his money. now he's up there. His fits are impossible, but like but I would watch his stuff, and he would just like talk about like different elements and like what went to like streetwear and like that kind of like stuff, and he would talk about like stuff that Virgil was doing, and like just kind of like be in that scene, and like just seeing that when I did like in that tween age and like going into high school, it was like it made me understand like outfits and the art of it. And I was like, okay, I can figure this out. And then like now it's like really a lot of my fashion inspiration has just come from like different musicians, like Tyler the Creator, like the stuff that he does with like Golf and like LaFleur.
I love him
and
too.
like and then like just ASAP in general, just the way that Rocky just dresses. That's just kind of like how he is.
I mean,
like
pretty motherfucker.
No, yeah, exactly. And it's like just like
he was so fucking good when he first came out. He really was. I mean, like Purple Swag and all of that. Ugh, loved it.
But yeah, it's like those kind of people that I like really look to, and like Pharrell,
Yeah,
like,
Pharrell's cool as fuck.
It's just like
I wonder about Pharrell sometimes though. Yeah. There's just that whole like kind of elites that I feel like have been compromised. Like we'll say diddied almost.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like where I don't know. I still love Pharrell. There's just something he kind of feels like he's like he's too good for people these days. Or
yeah,
I don't know what to say.
I get that. I think there's an authenticity that gets lost in certain people, like once they hit a point.
Yeah,
because like I feel like there's different like artists who like while they are able to make like these like high end things, their head's still like on the ground. You know? They haven't like blown up yet. Like I feel like with like influences like Wisdom K, like do you know Wisdom?
I don't.
No, he's like a fashion influencer, and he just like his fits are insane.
Are they?
Yeah, no, he does like the series where like people will like leave comments and like make outfits based off like this show, and like he'll just like do that and like do the characters, and it's like all this like super high fashion type of stuff, and it's like stuff like that where it's like it becomes art.
Totally.
When he does it, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like,
well, that's why. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
That's how Virgil like made it easier for everybody. He like showed everybody how to do it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, Virgil was the creative director of Louis Vuitton, and he really brought that to like a new world. And then obviously he dies, and then Pharrell becomes I don't know if he was the next one or whatnot, but then I kind of look at the Pharrell. I like the Western shit that Pharrell did. I think that shit's actually really cool. But then I still see like you can see Virgil in there and how he like made them think outside the box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like he set a new standard of like this. It doesn't have to be this like now rich people, they don't even want that like stuff. They want it to be like cool streetwear.
No, yeah.
The Supremes and the Louis Vuitton collabs and all of that kind of stuff. Like,
it's
crazy how streetwear like really took over.
Yeah, and I am very happy about that because I've always loved streetwear and how street it is.
Yeah, same.
It's just like it's it's chill. It's cool. Like literally anyone can do that. It's like, I love the look of it. It's all.
I like personal aesthetics, even though today I'm just kind of in a t-shirt. But
yeah, I mean that's.
Eau Claire, for me, it gets hard because I feel like I don't have a reason to dress up. Like you spend a couple months in New York again, and it's like, man, I just love people watching you, like people's aesthetics, like different vibes, different like details, things like that. Gets a little lost out here in like Carhartt land, but
no, yeah, it does. Shit, this is Carhartt land. Yeah, no, it does get a little lost, but I feel like in like going to.
But you can still
here,
look fly as hell. Like
no, yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
But like going to school here, I feel like I've like met so many people, and a lot of the people that I'm drawn to and like I'm friends with are like tapped into fashion, and they like are very aware of how they dress, and they have their own like aesthetic to them, and like it's like this is their style. And I've always been of the mind where it's like you can wear anything, but if you're as long as you're wearing it with like the confidence of you and you are being you, it's going to look good.
Totally.
You know, and I'm like they just like do that. Like some of my friends like wear shit where it's like, yo, I would look dumb as fuck if I wore that because I don't have because it's not
it's not you.
Yeah, it's not me, but like it works perfectly for you.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad that you like found that.
And that's what I love about fashion is just like your personal expression. You know, really.
No, yeah. I love fashion for that.
Well, man, it's been a pleasure having you here.
No, yeah, it's been great being here, man. I love this.
This was a fun time. I think we should definitely do it again. We should get your band in here.
No, yeah, no, I'd love to.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about doing like a live session somehow where I like film but also feature people and maybe do it in the basement. Like have like film a set and then like do a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I
Could be cool.
It could be. I know some people who like audio wise would be able to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to them. I don't know how to do that at all.
Yeah, no, I can definitely get you connected.
But we could figure it out.
Yeah.
So where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Godwin.Agbara, GODWIN.AGBARA. That's on Instagram and TikTok.
I'll put the link obviously in the bio too.
Yeah. And then for music, it's Yomchi, YOMCHI on all streaming platforms. You can find me out there. Go stream It's a Vibe, Circles, Orbit is the newest one that I put out in March. Go listen to those. It's perfect time for them.
Guys, jump on it. It is really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right.
Likewise.
Guys, we're out of here. See you later.
Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath.